See if it says we're broadcasting. Hello, everybody. I'm
So
trying. I'm trying to figure out where the heck I should be able to see it at. There we go. So we got so far in the chat. We got, of course, Gary. Everybody should know Gary at Beltloop29.
they may not. Who knows?
We got Pure Okie in here and just Jason Kino in here. And Jason sent me well, I said in the chat earlier that he's actually a butler. So it must be Jason Butler. So I'm guessing, and he said, "Yeah, check out his channel." So welcome.
Let me work on popping out this chat so I can
Okay,
go over there a little bit.
I did the same thing so I could see what's going on.
Well, for me, it's a question of I'm still working on getting my whole setup right and getting it to where I can deal with it better. I've got a hey treasure hunter, good to see you.
Hey, treasure hunter.
That reminds me, let me go through and share this out.
Oh yeah, I should do that too.
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about it because it's already on your channel.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think that, to me, and I could be wrong about this, but I honest to goodness believe that if you go through and you use the community tab on your channel to share other people out, I believe that what that does is increases your visibility as well as theirs.
I try to share out every live I go into now.
I do.
So.
I try to. I've run into one issue with that though. Hang on, I'll tell you all about it. Let me just. I can't talk and type at the same time because then I end up talking or
Type what you're thinking. I got you.
So let's see. Let's see. There we go.
Hey, Beth. In Temple Acres, hi.
All right, he's live now. Let me get that link real quick so I can share it out. And bam, done.
I just came from Jesse and Lisa's. They're almost to Salt Lake City area where they're going to Lehigh's, where they're going to today. They're heading home.
That's very cool.
So they're taking a different route home. I'm good they didn't go down through California because I guess there's some parts of California that's really flooded.
Cool. I mean, I didn't realize that. Hey, Templin Acres, Beth Cornett, good to see y'all. Treasure hunting, I've already said hello, but good to see you. I see Pure Okie is here as well. I'm probably a little behind in a little bit of the chat, but that's okay. Just Jason Keto. What I was going to say is that I believe that when you go through and you share out your, I believe that increases your visibility as well as the person that you're sharing's visibility. And so I do go out and I try to share it. The only rub to it that I can tell, I have a tendency to go through and when I get into a chat, I'm not like some folks like Devil Dog and some other folks. I know Dez and a few other folks that can be in 4 or 5 lives at one time. I can't do that.
It's hard.
It is. And well, I get too scatterbrained and I want to pay attention. After all, if I'm going to be there, I want to, it's important enough to me to go through and listen to what's being said.
Right.
I try to. Otherwise, I might as well just have it running on the computer on a playlist or something.
Right.
That's fine too. But but I've tried to set myself some guidelines or some rules about my activities on YouTube because I have a tendency to be a little OCD-ish, and I've paid YouTube a whole lot of attention, and it's getting to where other things kind of suffer. My dog, I think, thinks I'm in the corner.
I can relate totally. It's you gotta pick and choose where you want to spend your time.
That's right.
So anyway, so let's tell everybody know, if you have any questions or you have any ideas, if you want, I can share the link and come up and ask that, or let's see what everyone wants to do. I mean, I don't have a problem. I'm not the expert at it. Gary said he liked to talk analytics. I like to talk analytics. I look at a lot of numbers, and I think Gary looks at other numbers. Not that it makes so much difference. It's like looking at a clock. I wonder what makes the clock tick. So that's how I feel about it. I take it apart and see what makes it tick, and see what we can do. Maybe make it tick faster. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in there, or if you want to come up, let me know, and I'll get the link out. Gary, what do you want to start off with?
Well, I did a teaser the other day about when, because I think it was Mark Kratz, MC, who is an awesome person. I absolutely love Mark. When it comes to military history and what have you, he's got it going on. What's going on, Retro? Good to see you, Ram. And thank you for that, JKS Jim. I believe that's Jim, ain't it? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I could be. I don't know. There's a few folks out there with just initials, but I did make it a point, and Mark was talking about how that YouTube is just being flooded with shorts these days. And that makes sense because, just in February, just a little over a month ago, they just opened it up to monetization. Right. The funny thing about that, though, when people think, "Ooh, I could make money," doing shorts. That's true. You can, but I think I'm sure you've seen, I know you've seen a few of my shorts, if nothing else.
Right.
But I've got slews and slews of shorts out there.
The thing is, Gary, is that in order to make money from it, you still have to have 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to have 10 million views. Now, I don't know if anybody ever started counting to 10 million, but it takes a little while to count to 10 million. And you got to do that, have that constant in 90 days. So right. if you have a video that goes out there and it does, let's say 10,000 views one day, and then the rest of your videos start averaging, 1,000, 2,000, 300, 400, whatever, in 90 days, that 10 or that 1 million one that drops off, you're going to be that much short now on your shorts again. So it's going to take a lot of shorts to make that 10 million. I mean, I don't know have you looked at your short analytics on your screen?
I have. I do so regularly.
And does it show even a little niche on there, a little mark on there?
Well, see, I am monetized on my shorts.
Oh yeah, so you don't see that then?
Well, no. But I have seen, I'm monetized. Once you're monetized, you're monetized. Whether it be on shorts or whether it be on longer term. And I think you do. I look at it kind of compartmentalized, so to speak. As long as you have, I guess there's two ways you can become monetized. One is have 4,000 watch hours plus, 1,000 subscribers.
Right.
Well, and then the two things you got to have anyhow, which is the two-step, verification system and 0 community guideline strikes.
Right. Well, I'll set aside to say everything. Those are all good. You haven't done anything wrong, and you're all good and well. I don't know. Right. You know how to share out the pages. I don't know how I can share out the page to show like my analytics.
You look at. I'll talk you through this. This is pretty simple, and I'll be glad to share mine as well. But if you look down at the bottom of the page, there's something that says present.
Okay.
All right.
Video file or share screen?
I would say share screen.
Okay.
and I'm gonna go ahead and on mine. What comes up is entire screen window or Microsoft Edge tab.
Okay, what I came up when I put share screen was share screen is easier with two monitors, which I have.
Yep.
The share screen works best on a good computer, which I have. I hope I pay good money for it. And then it says the following steps. This is don't show these tips again, which I don't need to show the tips again. And I click share screen, and then I need to go to this is what I need to share. Okay. Now I don't know if I can make that bigger or people can see that or not, but if you look
Well,
right down there, that's
you,
what my numbers are at.
if you want to make it larger, what you need to do is go look down just under the screen, and you'll see different formats. There's one that just shows a big thing. Click on that.
Like this.
That's right.
Okay. So the online numbers here, it shows I have 683 subscribers now, and I have 1,711 watch hours. But and then you look at this this is where my shorts are at. Now I don't do a tremendous amount of shorts, but I try to do at least 4 to 5 shorts a week. Sometimes I do 2 in one day, but it shows 17K, and there's not even a mark in there. Yeah. So, I mean, that the 17,000 views, I think is a lot, in 90 days. But to try to get that to be 10 million, that's the number. I don't know how you already monetized, so that doesn't make a difference for you. You don't see this, I bet, right?
Well, no, I don't. But let me see. Well, let me go look on the Earn tab.
You want me to bring your page up or not?
You can. I'll just show my analytics, and I can show what's going on with the shorts.
Okay, there's yours.
All right, here's mine, and let's look at shorts. Now, according to this, in the last 28 days, I guess I ought to put 3 months, huh?
Yeah, 90 days.
So in the last 90 days, I've had 114.8 thousand views from shorts. I've had, shown in feed. I guess that's impressions, 310,000 likes, 4,400, and I've gained. And this is the part that is important to me about shorts, because shorts really don't count for much when it comes to trying to be, unless you happen to be good enough and lucky enough and find a subject that will end up going viral. Because you do see a lot of shorts out there that have millions of views.
Hey, Jesse and Lisa.
Hey, Jesse and Lisa, good to see y'all.
And I'm going to stop. I hate to interrupt you, but then JKS his name's Kevin. He's about 12 miles like that southeast of me, down in Cassville. And then Scott came in here. Thanks for coming in, Scott. And then from the other side of the fence is a new subscriber that started watching my channel, and it's me, Retro. Thanks for coming in. So anyway, that's all the new people that came in. So anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Cool. Do you know Retro?
I don't know. I do not. That's the first time I've seen that name.
He's awesome. He's good people. He's got a show that he does a lot of gaming, and he's got sometimes he has some of these smash up audios in there, and sometimes they're just killer. Just really good. But anyhow, gotta love Woman Outdoors LB. Always a pleasure. Scott, and I haven't met from the other side of the fence at this point, but it's good to meet you.
I met him in, I think it was Nora, the Stock Explorer,
right?
I think because I go to Nora's, I go into YouTuber chat, and I'm in Jesse's and Scott's. I think he came from Nora's, and he started watching my videos and started seeing all the babies there and stuff. So, anyways, and then also we got in Mixed Chicks in TR Hennings. Yeah, that's how you say that. Thanks for coming in. All right, go ahead, Gary. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good. You're good. The fact is, we're here to have fun. And as long as, we're having fun, that's all that matters. Well, and maybe hopefully help some folks. Two things I did want to say. I don't think I've met Templin Acres before, but it's good to meet you. And also, I was going to mention that I got a chance, and I may be I may bragging a little bit, but, and I don't do a whole lot of bragging typically. But I've got a chance to meet Jesse and Lisa, and they're awesome. They were at the Dayton, Texas meetup. And so I did get a chance to meet them at that time. Of course, I spent way too much time talking about myself, and I shouldn't have. But I guess I was just nervous getting to meet them.
Yeah, I've been talking to Jesse and Lisa. Matter of fact, Jesse was the one that taught me how to use StreamYard. So I got on StreamYard Live with him, and he walked me through a lot of the stuff. And I'm still learning because I don't do enough. And he harped on me and harped on me and harped me. Do more lives, do more lives. And it's like, well, I don't mind doing lives. It's just I don't want to do a live with me just sitting and talking. So this is good for me to do this with you. And I have done a couple lives at the fire hall showing the breakfast and stuff. Anyways, back to the numbers we're talking here.
Well, let me go through and just show you something about. I understand that some people may be looking at shorts as a possibility of being monetized, but I don't think that that's something I'm not telling you not to, but I don't think that's something most people will be able to grind out. But I think they can. Most anybody should be able to go through and grind out the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch hours. But when let's look at subscribers for just a minute from shorts. This is strictly from shorts. At the moment, over the last 90 days, I've gained 300 subscribers just from shorts. And if you look at my lifetime of, that's 1.1 thousand subscribers from shorts. And if you consider that I'm just short of 2,000, good to see you, Leonard Peterson. But I guess my point is just that, over most of my subscribers come from shorts.
Right. I agree. I think the shorts are important to put out there because I just crunched some of the few numbers, and if you had 10,000 shorts or 10,000 views, that means you have to do 11,111 views a day on your shorts in order to keep that not 10 million every 90 days. So that's a lot of numbers. I mean, that's 11 million. Say, let's just run it up to 12 million, or you run it down to 11 million. I mean, 11,000, 12,000 people looking at your shorts every day is a lot of people. To have to be able to hit that number.
Yeah.
But I do think you're right because let me see if I can go to my page and I'll bring it back. Go ahead, Gary. I'm looking at what I need to find here next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, I know what I wanted to.
See, I can't click on just shorts like you can.
All right.
Because I'm not monetized.
That may be because I'm monetized.
Here I can. I just did it. Here, let me pull it up. I brought this up. 90 days here, like you did.
All right. Well, okay. I think my screen's still showing. You may want to put yours on the.
I'm gonna bring it up. There we go. Okay, so there's my shorts for the last 90 days. I have 18,200 views, and shown in feed was 38.4K. I had 695 likes and 41 new subscribers out of that in the last 90 days. If you go to, let's see what's next, just videos in the last 90 days, I have 6,000 views, 114,000 impressions, and then I don't know what the impression click rate through what that's supposed to mean.
That's how many people.
4 minutes and 18 seconds.
Basically, the impressions click through rate is how many times they showed somebody your video. Not the video, but a picture of it or an icon for it or a thumbnail for it and whether or not they clicked on it.
I see.
And
so anyways, that's what mine is on that. And I've gained one or two subscribers already this afternoon, even, so that's great. I really appreciate that. But anyways, let me see. Let me get us back up here again. What do I gotta do? Remove that. There we go. Hey, I'm getting pretty good this time. We're watch out.
the I I don't know where to find it on here, but I mean the fact is I know on my phone I can find it. And I'll tell you, well, I can tell you that monthly, basically, what well, maybe this will show it to me. Okay, just that's revenue total. I wonder if there's a way to look at. Okay,
Let me pull this screen back up or not.
yeah, you can pull me back up. That's fine. Yeah,
okay, there you go.
On this, you may want to go ahead and show. Click on the other one that shows the two pictures to the left, and then the other one. That way we can. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I wanted to go through and show from videos. This is what I've made per month over, while I'm doing this since being monetized. I do want to say over the last 28 days from videos. I mean, the channel is making, $100, $200, a month. But if you look at how much of that is actually from videos, from 11 from the shorts, and I put out a lot of shorts, and I feel like I do pretty decent with it. Now the other people do better, and some people don't do as much. But from the shorts, I've made like $5.66. When people start thinking about, trying to go into and from regular videos, I think I made $11. Now you ain't gonna make a living.
Now, is that this month already?
That's in the last 28 days.
That's 28 days. Okay.
So basically a month for the last month.
Right.
Now there are a lot of very generous people that attend my, and so we do have, and I be it known, I'll tell you, hey, hunting stuff with J&J. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. It's I get scatterbrained.
I've been watching. He's the one that most recent one came in, so we're good. I'm pretty sure we're good. If we've missed you, we apologize.
Yes, we do. The now the lives actually pay, a pretty good bit. And now that's not because everybody goes and what, that's because typically, you get people from time to time that want to, share, and may do a super sticker or a super chat, that type of thing. And one might say, and there are channels out there that all they do is lives.
Right.
But if you look at, if I was to show you my content, I've got stuff scheduled up to about March the 13th. I'm only putting out, I've kind of cut back on my shorts as much as I was doing. And well, you see there are videos out there, mail calls, welcome videos, shorts, $5 words, a little bit of different things. And it's getting harder and harder as you go through and you get a larger channel. I don't know if I would say it's getting harder or I'm just more distracted. And that could be it as well.
About what? Putting out shorts or putting out video
understand,
content?
I never wanted to be monetized, or I never sought. That was never my main focus on here. My focus has always been to have fun, meet good people. If I can see somebody that needs help, I want to try and help. In fact, I got a video out called "Help Wanted." If you want to help or receive help, if you want help to help or receive help, something like that. Anyhow, if you want to help or receive help, watch. So, and but my focus has always been just to enjoy myself,
Right.
be a distraction. Now, I think
That's a distraction. Sometimes it can turn into an obsession if you're not careful.
it is, and I have it's an on again, off again obsession for me because I
Right.
get, I tend to be a little bit OCD-ish, and the what happened was, is in fact, if you go back and look far enough back, let me. If you go, I mean, I've got almost 1,000 videos up here, and I'm not even going to bother trying to go back that far because it's too difficult to get to. But if you go back and look, there's a period of about 5 months, a little over 5 months, that the only thing I put up was shorts, and they were all either how to speak redneck or $5 words. And the reason why I did those is because I could, I could do one in just a few seconds. It doesn't take long to produce a short. And I would do one in just a few seconds and upload it. And then you schedule it for whenever out a little bit beyond your current one.
Right.
And I had it so far out that I had 5 months ahead of me without anything, and of course that kind of worked because most of my videos at that point were gardening videos. And so, I didn't have any gardening. I don't garden over the fall, winter, or spring, the spring. Mainly gardening's a summer thing for me. And, but anyhow, I took a break for 5 months and there was videos being played every week. The trouble with that is if you are not actively uploading, YouTube, from what I can tell, it's been my experience that YouTube is not going to really make any effort to publicize your stuff. And so they're not going to be trying to actively, what they're looking for, I believe. And all this is mere speculation. I'm not speaking for YouTube. I'm merely speaking on what has been my experience and what seems like to me, and I could be wrong on any of this, but it seems to me that if you are not actively uploading and producing something, they're not, they're really not as interested in what you're doing as somebody who is actively uploading. So take that for what it's worth. Now I do think that I typically look at, and I'm sorry, Jerry, I feel like
You're fine.
I'm monopolizing things.
No, you're fine.
It's been my experience that I typically look at this as YouTube in a very compartmentalized way of things. I take and I try to look at each thing individually. Look at shorts, look at longer term, videos, look at live streams, look at, for that matter, I'm thinking on doing a podcast, and I try to do it all. I feel like there's something you can learn from a lot of it. And I've done experiments with, uploading videos at one time, or having them hit at one time or another. And good to see you, Mitchell. Always a pleasure. But I do want to say that, and again, just my scatterbrain way of doing things. If you don't mind, show my screen one more time so I can, because I tried to get to this earlier, but I got talked my way around it. I don't know if this is on yours or not, but if you go to your analytics and then you go from overview over to content to audience, and you look down, it will show you when typically your viewers are on YouTube.
Right. I've seen that.
And what I've been focusing on lately, at least I guess not everybody knows I've got. Well, there's probably a lot of folks that do, but some that don't. I've actually got 4 channels, 4 or 5. I won't go into all of them. One of them I keep secret. But I do share from time to time the Beltloop29 gardening, Beltloop29 cute critters, and Beltloop29 can cook. But I try to, when I'm going through and uploading, because I've started doing, trying to put out shorts or other videos on those. I try to have them hit during these bright purple times, because that's when, the majority of the folks that watch the stuff, thank you, God bless you, you are my love.
Okay, so there's your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then here's mine.
Okay, cool.
So, if you, I wish we put them side by side, but they'll be so small you can't see them.
Yeah.
Hold it.
That's a little different than mine. Yours tend to be a little bit earlier.
What do I do here? Man, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here.
I think maybe, I don't know. That's different.
I got to remove this, I guess. Okay, hold it. Let's get it caught up.
I'm guessing that you continue to click on share screen.
Yeah, I guess I did.
All right, you don't need to do that. What you need to do is just whenever you're ready, put the cursor over the thing on the bottom.
Yeah.
That is your screen that's being shared, and then add it to the screen, and then take it from the screen that way. If that makes sense.
Now I've got when your ad, it's that's what's added with your ad. So I remove that.
Yeah. Well, that's. Let me stop sharing my screen. It seems like you may be bringing my screen back up.
Yeah, I was.
You stopped sharing yours. So what we need to do is go back to share screen.
Okay, so that one there.
There we go.
That was mine. Okay. Now in yours though, it still shows where both of us are up like we were before.
Well, I've got mine.
Well, it's actually like did you?
I've got mine on the video. I don't have it on for whatever reason.
Okay, there it goes. Now it's better. It's back where it belongs.
Well, I was trying to see your screen better.
Yeah.
And so I put it on the.
That's okay. I got it. Okay, so that's my screen, and I can read my numbers like my United States. This is what's interesting about this. When I first started this a year ago, last November, I started the program, and I started putting videos up in March, and back in May or June, I learned about this part about where you see these things, and I checked out my numbers, and mine. I don't know what your number 2 nation is. Mine's India. And that number used to be like at 70%. And my United States number was at like 18. But I have like the United States is at 28%. India is at 10.6%. Iraq is at 3.8. Brazil is at 2. And Pakistan's at 2. So yeah. I find that interesting. Now I'm going to bring yours up now. So I should just be able to click on the bottom screen part and it should come up.
Yeah, if you go through and take your screen off, just hover over your screen below the
right. Remove.
Move over to mine.
Okay. All right. So what is your numbers?
Well, right now, currently, United States is 80.1%, India is 1.6%, United Kingdom 1.5%, Canada 1.2%, and Australia 1.0%.
Isn't that interesting how the difference is? I mean, I got 28% United States. You got 85%.
Well, I've had periods.
80.
I've had periods where, and let me see if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can or not. Let me go through and lifetime.
Hey, Mitchell. Thanks for coming in. Mitchell's here.
All right. Good. Yeah, I said hey to Mitchell. And
okay, I missed it. His internet's in and out. It said so. Oh, Miss Southern Bell, thank you for coming in.
August 24th. So let me go through in August or September. Let me just go through and see if I can't show September. Custom. September. Let's see. That would be 9-1-20, I guess. Or September 1st, 2021 to 3-1 25 2000. I don't know if it's going to let me do this. I'd have to play with it a little bit more too.
Yeah. While you're doing that, just let everybody know we're only going to go an hour and a half talking on this because Jonesy Radio comes up at 5:30 Central Time, and I did not want to step on his toes and stuff. We talked about this, and we decided an hour and a half was going to be enough time to talk about numbers or answer any questions everybody has. If you have any questions, type it in there and maybe put my name or something like that, or Gary's name on there so we can be sure we don't miss the question.
All right, let's try this and see if that works. All right. And I don't know if this will carry over into the audience as well, but it looks like it is. And if you look at that, let me see if I can get that off the screen. If you look at that time, United States was only 21.4, Indonesia was 8.0, Philippines was 5.6, and Turkey 5.0, Vietnam 4.3%. So I was able to get accomplish what I was trying to do.
Yeah, so it's changed a lot since then to now.
It has, and that's one of the things that I don't know why it is, other than I think your viewership has a tendency to change, and maybe it's because of the fact that I've at one time I was doing one kind of videos, and now I'm doing really something different.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why I opened up the other channels, at least 3 other channels, so I could kind of focus and grab a niche, or niche, whatever you want to call it, so that people, when they looked at that channel, they knew that this is going to be the types of videos, and they ain't got to go searching for the types of videos that they want to watch, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that it probably does make it easier for YouTube to market my videos if I have them stuck in one particular section,
like a category type thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
now, we talked. Susan and I talked about she had we have different interests. Like I do woodworking stuff, wood turning, bowl turning, and stuff like that. On a lathe and stuff. I do a lot of woodworking stuff, and Lee is into blacksmithing stuff, and he's got went out and bought some blacksmithing stuff and for him to do blacksmithing. And I told Susan and I talked about splitting the channel into 4 different channels. And I said, well, I think we should wait till we get one channel that's monetized before we actually split into other ones where we have to start putting videos in different ones. And then I can make like on playlist, I can make a quilting playlist, and she wants to call it something else. I think Susan's Corner or something like that. So all her stuff will be in that playlist.
Let me point something out to you though, that even though and Devil Dog thinks that way as well, I think differently, and let me explain why. That in order to get a channel monetized, now I understand focusing on one channel. I get that. After all, if that's your main channel, that's your main channel, and that's, hey, Scout Inquirer. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. Scout. Hey, Scout.
But if I understand that, but there is a correlation between uploads and subscribers. And so if you're only uploading to one channel, that's the only one. Even if you get, a bunch of subscribers, you only have it's been my experience, only a small portion of that actually goes over to support your other channels.
Right. I understand. That's why I wanted to get one channel going before we start splitting up and start,
That's right.
And I do know though, when channel was doing okay. We didn't really do a lot of shorts, but I started doing them. And Robert wanted to do blacksmithing, and I went down to Texas to pick up some blacksmithing stuff that I found for sale and picked up and brought it home, and we recorded that, us unloading it and stuff. And that short took off and did like, I don't know, like almost 800 views in a matter of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I went like, we were just unloading the truck, and I thought, well, maybe people have interest in the blacksmithing stuff. And so he said, well, I want to do stuff, and I want to put it on video, but I want to do it when I'm ready to do it. That's fine, whatever.
Well, here's the thing though, and I guess I'm feeling like the devil's advocate today, but in order for you to have a channel take off, the more of a library you have, it's impossible. I think we have a tendency to read and think that our own interpretations are always right. And when there's no doubt that there is a market for blacksmithing, but to assume that that's the only reason why they watch that, it could be something totally different. It could be the thumbnail. It could be the title. It could be, they didn't have as many other things going out at that moment. It could be YouTube testing to see whether or not your short was, something that they want to focus on, or even set limits on. Not that, again, I don't know.
Right.
But I think it's important to keep an open mind. And it's, I don't spend a lot of time on my other channels. But I do, I've gotten to where I try to get a little something, even if it's just a 10-second short from time to time, or a 15-second short to time on there. And if I happen to get, for example, let me change this before you show my account.
Okay.
But I want to show you my other channel. Okay, you can pull me up.
Okay, hold a second here.
I started 3 channels at the same time. This is my Beltloop29 Cute Critters. And if you were to look at the analytics on it, all right, I had some stuff out there. But again, nothing, even at that point, I had, that was February the 11th of this year.
Right.
All right, let's look at see how far that goes back. All right, there's February 19th, 14th. There's 11th right there. All right. If you look, that's about, to this last one, that's about 30 videos. But if you look, I've actually got on this channel 109 uploads on this channel. And if you'll notice, almost all of them are shorts.
Right.
And I think we can all agree that, I don't guess we can all agree. Lord knows that Devil Dog disagrees with me enough.
Oh, yeah.
But, and if you look at the last, I tried to use these uploads and try to do the same thing with them as I'm doing with my other channel. In other words, I'm trying to time their release. But if you look at this little thing right here,
Hey, Debbie, Miss Coffee walks, and whatever. Thanks for coming in.
It's good to see you.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. But if you look, I've got a few down here, which is 2, 2, 500. I think it's hard to say that there's one specific. All these up here are scheduled, but if you look at almost all the ones, and maybe you can explain to me why a puppy gardener, just puppy by itself ought to be worth something, but 1,300 before it, 1,100 behind it. And
when that was March 1st.
That's right.
When that came out, you've had one view.
One view. And that's okay with me.
The idea is wondering why that's why it talks about it. So numbers and why is that happening?
Well,
when did you release it? Do you know what time it was?
Well, let's see. That was on the March 1st. What day of the week was that?
It was on a Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. I think if I go back and look at my Wednesday analytics on the audience, there are 2 days on Wednesday I release, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So the second one had to be, the first one was probably at 5 o'clock. The second one was probably listed at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And there's a few. Nikki, be quiet. So I have no doubt that first one was released at 5 o'clock. Second one was released at 7 o'clock. Wrong one.
It's interesting. This just happened to miss people or something, or wasn't pushed out by YouTube. I don't, that's what gets me is what makes some videos, like when I put out on a Tuesday night at bowling at the beginning of the season back in September. I put it out at, I don't know, I was like, get ready to start bowling. We start bowling at 6:30, and I must have posted like at 6:15. And I sat down, and one of the guys said to me, I bowled, says, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I just posted a video of us starting the season." He goes, "Yeah, show it to me." So I went to pull it up, and it had 500 views already, and it could have been no more than 2 or 3 minutes. He goes, I said, "Oh, there must be something wrong with it. There's no way I got 500 views in 2 minutes." And he laughed. He said, he goes, "But there's nothing on the video." I said, "Well, yeah, there really wasn't any on that video to speak of." And so he said, "Well, I don't know." We looked at it again. It was at 1,000. And we started laughing because it was just saying, I started a new bowling season, and here's the group of people. Nobody was even doing anything. And it was like 32 seconds long, and it ended up by the time it died out, it was over 3,000 views. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me! 3,000 views on something like that?" Then you know what? We get some of them as real cute videos, like the goat video I put out today. It must go. It may go 10,000 or something, but it doesn't. It's kind of weird in how that thing works.
Let me show you something. Some of this is probably, I was trying to be cute, I guess, combining two, and I think this is probably why it only got one view. If you look at how many, how many views there are, you search for puppies, there's 76 million results.
Right.
If you go turn around and search for puppy gardener, that's 17,800,000. Now that's around the world, as far as I can tell.
Right.
So what's going to be more highly sought if, obviously, if one's got 760 million, as opposed to 17 million. So I think probably what happened with that is the fact that I was trying to be cute, and I thought that puppy gardener, if somebody searches for YouTube for a puppy gardener, well, they may see my video, but I think that's probably a little bit too specialized.
Okay.
And so
too specific.
Right. And I think that, one thing that does play a role in them finding your video is the title. You want it to be typically specific enough, but not too specific.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so with my puppy talk or my puppy gardener, it just wasn't a marketable a marketable thing. But
well, when we talked about this, I told you I posted a video two videos today just to see what they do. Well, I didn't do it just to see what they do. I did it because Susan wanted me to post them.
mm-hmm.
And one of them was "Here Comes the Good Morning," and it was the cows, and it was my bull bellowing to Susan when she was walking the field because she had to walk across the creek because it was so wet. But it was bellowing at her, and he's just like saying good morning to her. And he does that all the time. He does to me, he does to her. We walk out there, and he comes out and just bellows at you like, "Hey, I'm here," type thing. So I posted that, and then she said, "Well, I got this one of the baby goats is even cuter. I'm going to post it." I said, "Okay, fine." So I posted the two new baby goats we had, which are 9 and 10,
Mm-hmm.
and well, the cow video, it says here comes the good morning, is at 456 views today,
Yep.
with 2 comments and 10 likes, and the baby goat video has 15 views with 7 comments and 9 likes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what what keyword is what makes the people watch it. I don't know. I mean, that to me it's just bizarre. It blows my mind away. We're not to be able to understand what uh, makes a video click and what doesn't. And I couldn't have posted those more than, I don't know, 3 minutes apart.
Well, see, I think that's also something. I try not to post them too close apart, too close together, because I think that at that point, YouTube has to, especially if they're testing things. Hey, is that Lark's Homesteadish?
Lark's Homestead.
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
That's Trey Pace here also, and then we had I don't know how to say it, the
Chakota
Carver.
I see the Chakota Carver.
Chakota Carver. Okay.
I think that's how. I'm just guessing.
That's Trey Payne. I've seen him in lots of chats. He's maybe new to mine. I'm not sure. I've seen him in, I think, Devil Dogs. I think.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much caught up on that. But it's like I did that though, Gary, because we talked about having these numbers today, and I wanted to find something to see if those would make a difference. Those two would make a difference.
Well, I think what it boils down to, I think that there are some things that can raise the profile of a video, and it can be something as simple as the title. It can be something as simple as hashtags. It can be something as simple as the thumbnail. It can be something as simple as how specific the channel is, and it goes on how many folks are in that niche or category. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of different things that go into it, and the best we can hope to do is do the focus on naming. If you want to make sure that you get a good title, well, maybe you ought to go through and do some experiments with Google. Go through and try to type in puppy and then space and then A and see what comes up.
Okay.
Then back it up, then hit B and see what comes up. Back it up, C, see what comes up. D, and just go all the way through, because it'll show you the top things that are
people searching on.
That's right. And if you can find a title that is intriguing to somebody, and yet and then what happens, I think, is they send the video out to a test group, so to speak, and from that test group they're going to see what real reactions to it are. They're going to see how long they're watching. They're going to look at they will look at how many times they show the picture or the show the thumbnail to somebody and they click on it. How many times that if you go and look in your analytics, there are, and I'll have to see if I can find the area, because it's let's see, external YouTube. There are some things on there that show you where, uh, and I can't find it right now. I hadn't looked at it much lately. Maybe it's in advanced mode, but you can go through and see at what points people skipped over. You can see at what points people are still watching. On
Yeah,
most,
I've seen that. I've seen that. It's a little line that goes down, and how some of it has an arc, and some of it has a straight line. Like a lot of people watch it and it drops way down, and a few people watch it, it drops back up. I've seen that. I've watched it there before.
yep, and see,
And it's
I think
interesting. Do you use Social Blade at all? Do you look at Social Blade and those numbers on there?
I do go to Social Blade from time to time and check out. From time to time, I'll look at one channel or another, especially if they've got a high amount of subscribers,
Hmm.
and they're they don't. I've ran into people that just listening to them and talking to them and seeing that they've got a whole bunch of subscribers. They've either one been doing this for a while. Oh, I don't know. There's any of a number of things that can account for it. But one thing you can find when you go to Social Blade a lot of times is I've seen a couple people that you can look at their Social Blade and you can tell these people are spending money to gain subscribers or those.
Oh, you can see that.
Yeah, you can see that. I don't want to show it on here because
Well, that's fine.
you know
I know you can see it. I watched. Interesting when Devil Dog introduced me to Social Blade. I typed in my name in there, and brought it up, and I even printed out the sheet, and I got a sheet right here because I went on there and said the future, the future, and I thought, well, I'm kind of interested in the future of my channel. What is my future, And I went on there and it said for next in 5 years, which will be this or that in February. I did this. It said February 8th in 2028. In five will be 5 years, so I should have 5,864 subscribers by then,
yeah.
which is cool. I mean, that's their numbers, and I should have 5,800, no, 581,962 views. I said, okay, that's kind of cool. So I didn't watch it every day, but I check it out every once in a while. Well, I saw that number at 5,964. I was gaining subscribers. I'm going up and up and up, 4, 5, 6, 9 a day, going on up. And I thought, oh, that number's got to change. So I went in there, and sure enough, it went from 5,800 to 5,094. It went down 900.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, well, how come it's telling me now that I'm gaining these subscribers that my number in 5 years is going to be less than it was when I had less subscribers back in February? And that's one of the things I thought, well, that's kind of weird.
Well, projections are just that, projections, and they're based typically on the performance of the past. And sometimes they fail, but I think that and it's like the old adage: if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting.
Right.
It's possible that, and I'm not saying that you are, but the only reasons why I could say they would probably see it drop is if people started getting a little sloppier or changed, weren't putting as many of this video up or weren't doing, weren't doing as many lives or wasn't, and again, lives I think is mostly for watch hours. I think your shorts are mostly going to gain you subscribers. Um, Videos are help with watch hours as long as you do something like put together a master playlist and keep make sure you keep that updated. I think that all those things play a role.
Yeah, I just I thought the numbers and stuff. It's funny that those numbers actually change when you think. Personally, I would think would be they would have gone up higher, then go down. You
Well,
know,
they may, and they may I'm sure they update their um, program fairly regularly, and
yeah.
so it's just hard to say. It's hard to say that what's going on without actually knowing, you all the facts about what's going on. If that makes sense, I don't know if it does or not. But
Yeah. We got about 30 minutes left. You want me to go ahead and open it up to anybody wants to come up?
we can if you'd like. That's up to you.
Okay. Let's see if there's anybody who wants to uh, have
Well,
anyone to ask or talk about, or
well, you could just drop the link and then pin it, and
I'm
then if somebody wants to come up, they can.
I'm working on that. Let's see. Got to figure out how to pin it now.
Uh, you know how you make somebody a mod?
Yeah.
All right, well, put your cursor over the Butler Family Farms where you put it on there on the YouTube,
Oh yeah. Put this pin.
and
Put
then
you in timeout. No, that's what I want to do. I don't want to put myself in timeout.
I don't think that's a good idea either. And then you
I might,
just,
I might need a timeout if I get time to do this thing.
I
Let's see.
understand, and just do on the three dots to the right, and then just click on pin comment.
Well, I don't have that. I have hold on. I know it. Maybe I need to do it over here.
If you need to do it on the YouTube side.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I was trying to do it in StreamYard side.
No, you can't do it on StreamYard.
There you go. Anybody wants to come on up and you have something you want to say, we'll be more than happy to see if we can come up with. If you have any questions or answers, that'd be great too. All right. So how do I remove your one pager, Gary?
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. All right. So all right. So everybody, come on up if you want to come up with. We're talking analytics and numbers, and and if you have any questions or if you have anything insight, I mean, we're here to learn. Also, we don't know it all. We're all where everybody's trying to learn.
That's true.
Maybe Mitchell, you're there. You can come up. I come up in your lives all the time. You can come up in this one and tell us what you think about some of the things you've heard.
Well,
Nobody said you're having problems with the internet.
when I first started doing live streams, oftentimes I'd be up there for an hour before somebody finally decided they would come up. And I
Yeah.
think that sometimes I think you got basically two kinds of folks, or two or three, I guess. One is some folks have been on live streams probably all day and, up on panels. And then you've got other folks that probably would like to come up, but they're a little timid or shy about it because they've never done it, and,
Yep.
a little self-conscious. And then you got other folks that just ain't, and you have some folks that's, hey, yeah, you got people like I've always been. When I see a StreamYard link, I have a tendency to, oh, wait a minute, let me click on here. Let me go up there. Which brings me to a kind of an interesting point. I don't think you'll see this thing in analytics, but I do believe that there's a few things that can help you grow your channel and get better. I think that it's fine to share out, and meet folks in chat and what have you. But I don't think it's until you start getting up on panels and letting other people get to see your face, getting to know your personality. People have to want to be connected with you for some reason. It either has to be because I'm trying to help somebody and so said something and they'll probably help me back.
Right.
Or two, they just get to knowing you, liking you, and decide they want to come back. Or three, because some people make the rounds and they'll come up on panel, and then you may see them once or twice, and then you won't see them for a couple months. But I think that if you go through and you show up at live streams and you get up on panel, or if you can end up becoming a mod, get to know the person whose stream it is and get to know them well enough, then I think that they will go through and give you a lot of times. Sometimes you may ask for it and they'll give it to you, but give you a mod position. if you'll go through and start dropping links for people, it's pretty easy to do. But I think that other people want to get to know you, and feel better about you when you do that. If somebody drops your link, I'm going to feel at least notice them as opposed to somebody that maybe I don't know. So,
right. I'm well, and yours, I'm a mod, and I'm on Devil Dogs. I'm a mod. I'm a mod on a few people, but I don't ask for it. I'm not going to ask for mods. People who, because I just don't think. I mean, my thought between that and what you and Devil Dog think are twice differently. I mean, it's just like 9 day. You guys give mods to everybody. I think you should give, from what I've heard, just be careful who you give mods to. Scott, who was here, Remlin and Brom earlier, I guess him and Lisa came on about the same time. He got, I don't know if he got hacked. I'm not sure exactly how he is. He either got hacked or he had a mod who went in somehow, and they started giving out memberships. Everybody who had a membership, they were joining his membership, and it was coming off of Scott's money. They actually hacked him. Basically, and I was told you have to be careful. Lisa and Jesse said be careful who you make mods to, because they can either help your channel or they can hurt your channel.
Well, that's true. I mean, they can help your channel or hurt your channel, but the way they typically hurt your channel, as far as I can tell, is by timing this person out during a busy, thing. Or
hey, Big Mike. Hey, that's Straight Paint's coming in. Let him come up here also. You may ask him to add to this.
Hey, Mike. Hey, good to see you. Let's Trade Paint.
How are y'all doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good. Yeah, but since I've been doing this, and I'm sorry, Let's Trade Paint. I just had one last thought, and I'll shut up.
No, go ahead.
I understand what you talk about. I've seen folks do that. I've heard people say that, but I have a tendency to, good to see you, Devil Dog. I know he's here.
Hey.
Well, we're not doing analytics at this moment, Devil Dog. We're just kind of chewing the fat at this point. But I know on both Devil Dogs and mine, we've never had really any issues with that. Anything that they can do in the chat, if you're paying any attention whatsoever, you'll see if they time somebody out. You'll see if they, as far as I know, that's all they have the power to do. Now, they don't have access to your channel, as far as I can tell. Now there may be a hacker that gets, decides to focus on somebody, and
right.
But that's different than just making somebody a mod.
Well, I thought. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs about what happened with Scott. I just know that he was saying that he removed all the mods he had down to just 2 people, because they supposedly thought it was a mod who somehow got in his account and just made every membership there was. They just joined every membership, and it was going off of his credit card. Up to a tune of $500.
Right.
And I understand it, because I got hacked on Facebook, and it cost me $700. And I had a credit card on Facebook because I play 2 games. So I play, and I was playing for a little bit of stuff on there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I started seeing all these charges going, what the heck is going on? Hold on, we got to let this guy up. If I don't, he'll never let me up again. There he is. And I went and found out that my wife and I found out that someone was charging other games that I don't even know the names to. And we went and complained to Facebook, and they shut it all off. They just shut all my cards off. Well, since then I never went back and added them. I said, no, I'm not doing it, because it's that easier for somebody to hack and get in there. I don't want no credit cards on it. That's why I went out and got a card to join you, Gary, and to join Devil Dog, and to give some things to Jesse and stuff. And I got that card, special card, and I told you about that. I got a green dot card, and I got a statement on it, and they charge $8.95 a month to have it. And I said, "What the heck is this?" That's 2 memberships. So I deleted that card, got rid of it. I went to the credit union. They gave me a credit card. It's a debit card that I can use online. It's to a special checking account type thing, so nobody can get into it, can't write money out of it, and I have to put money into it. If I only put it like $100 in it, if I lose $100, okay, I can lose $100,
Yeah.
But when it starts going to $700, $800, I'm going like, this is, I'm not made of money. I could use that $800 to pay for a lot of cattle feed.
Sure.
So
I would say that, I don't blame people for being extra cautious, but one of the things that I will not, for example, I will not click on a link that somebody texts me. I don't care if I know them unless they told me that they sent me a link for this or that.
Right.
I've got people that I know I've told that to. I keep seeing links from them, but I ain't gonna click on them.
Okay, let me tell you this about moderators. Okay, a moderator cannot mess with your channel. Now on YouTube side, that's different. On the YouTube permissions side, that's different. But it'll tell you on the permission side what level you have them set up, whether it's a viewer, an editor, a manager, whatever. It'll tell you what they can do. Okay. Now, like even up to, an editor, they cannot delete your channel. They cannot delete content. Okay. A moderator is totally separate from that. A moderator is strictly to moderate your chat. They can time somebody out. They can block somebody from your chat. But then you can just go over to your blocked users and unblock the person that they blocked, or, and then the timeout stuff like that. But that's all they can do. And that's all that a moderator is there for. And that they can't mess with your channel except for put users in timeout or block users, stuff like that. So that's why on my channel, if I know somebody, now here's what else they can do. They can drop links. So if it was somebody that you didn't trust, they could drop a porn link or whatever else like that. They can do that in your chat. That's why when somebody first comes to my chat for the first time or 2 or 3, until I kind of get to know them, unless I see them around all the time, I won't make them a mod. But after they're kind of a regular, or after I've seen them around the community and know they're pretty trustworthy, that they're not going to be a troll or they're not going to drop dirty links or anything, I'll make them a mod, because no matter what they do, I can undo. And that's why.
So what's this thing you've got? Managing moderator, and then every standard moderators you talk about, correct?
The standard moderator is what I'm talking about. The only thing is, with a managing moderator, they have the power to manage your moderators, so they can like take their they can add new mods or take away mods or whatever else. They manage your moderators for you. That's what that is.
Right.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
Now I got two managing moderators on my channel, and that's my wife and Gary.
I see.
I don't need a whole lot of managing moderators. Nobody needs a whole. You can make everybody moderators, and then only have 1 or 2 or 3 managing moderators that you trust to manage your moderators.
What did you tell me though, that you're only allowed to have 1 person?
That's in StreamYard.
And that's in StreamYard. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta get these 2 straight. So.
Yeah, that's in StreamYard, and that's for somebody to bring people up, let people down,
right,
highlight chat, stuff like that.
And see, I thought I had Jesse on that, but I'm not. I went back to look at it, and I don't have like that. I thought he had it one time. I don't think he's still here. I think if he is, he's just listening. He's just lurking, like you.
Mitchell, why are you blaming me? It's all Devil Dog's fault. What did I do? Why do you got 3? Why does he have 3 channels thanks to me?
I don't know. I was kind of curious about that.
I think the 3 channels he's talking about is his 2 girls.
I know, but why is it thanks to me?
Because I think you were agging him about making some of the girls.
Mm.
I remember Mitchell being up at one time, and you said something about he should be making the girls their own channel, and and something like that. And I think he buckled because of the pressure you and I were giving him.
That's funny.
Well,
I don't
even
know if he's even here now.
No, I don't think Landon's that interested in doing it at this point in time. But Ava and Emma do have a lot of stuff that they could put on there and have their friends on there and stuff like that. So I mean,
Right.
Landon too. Landon could take his more into a baseball weightlifting kind of thing if he wanted to,
Right.
you know, and stuff like that. But it's a good way, even if they don't have, you know, of course they can't get monetized or anything because they're underage and stuff like that. But it is a good way to kind of keep up with their friends or share stuff with their friends and stuff like that, you know.
Anyways, we had a good talk, don't you think, Gary?
I thought we had some good conversation. I did ramble a little bit too much, but
Yeah, that's all right.
Nah.
That's something you always do, Gary. That ain't nothing new.
Let me just ask you before we go off this. You want to do it again next Saturday?
that sounds fine with me.
4:00, and you can host it this time, or you know.
That's fine. It's all right with me either way.
No, I disagree with that right there.
Why?
Well,
Okay.
we didn't.
Gary's. Well, no. Okay, this is Devil Dogs 2 cents. Okay, maybe that would make a good T-shirt.
That's it and a half.
Devil Dogs 2 cents. Gary's already monetized. Gary goes live a lot already. Gary doesn't need watch hours. Jerry does need watch hours. Keep it on Jerry's channel at least until he gets monetized. Then you can alternate.
Okay,
kind of like what we did before me or you were monetized, Gary.
That's right.
Because
I totally agree with that.
Okay.
We'll just do it. Hey, we'll just do it on your channel.
Now, once you get monetized, then you can alternate, switch off, or whatever else, you know, because then. But until then, you know, he's already monetized. He don't need watch hours, and he goes live enough. But then after that, you can switch.
Okay, so
by the way, I don't know how many folks we got in here, but I did want to mention on my Sunday thing. What I'm going to be doing, I think, is going through, and I'm going to change it up a little bit. I think at this point, what I'd like to do is do something along the lines of what Brian over at the Vineyard Farmhouse does. You know, he's got to where he goes through, and I know I've seen Let's Trade Paint over there, and I've seen Jerry over there. I think I've even seen Devil Dog over there. But, you know, when I first started watching Brian, you know, he's changed it up a little bit over the days, but he's had pretty good viewership. But I think that the way he does it, when he brings somebody up and just kind of rotates people in the chat that would like to share about their channel and talk about, you know, to try and promote the channel.
You talking about Byron, or you talking about Mike at MT Homestead or whatever? Because Sundays, Mike usually does that too on their Sunday shout out.
Brian at Vineyard Yard, aren't you?
Yeah,
Brian at Vineyard Farmhouse. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, MT Homestead, Mike does that as well on Sunday shout outs. He'll bring one person up at a time and let him say stuff and then kick them off and stuff like that.
Okay.
See, I think Gary's trying to get me kicked off the show already, Jerry. I just got up here and I think he's trying to get rid of me because
I'm talking about a show on Sunday to begin with. Although I'm okay with it. If Jerry wants to drop you down in the basement, I'm all right.
Now let me tell you. Let me say this real quick before you all go and before people leave and everything else. DJ tomorrow at noon for 1, Gary has his Sunday shout outs. Okay. Right following his show, when it ends at 1, DJ's Cartoon Universe is releasing a video me and him did it together, collab, about facts about cerebral palsy and everything else. It's not that long or anything. It's maybe 30 minutes or something like that. But it lets people know that does not know about cerebral palsy, what DJ has about that. It's a little educational. So and March is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. So DJ's releasing that tomorrow at 1. And then if you have any questions or whatever, leave them in the comments or whatever, because then after that, we'll do a second one and that tomorrow's going to be just about cerebral palsy facts and stuff like that. After that, it'll be about how DJ lives with cerebral palsy, and it'll be stuff about him in particular and stuff on the second video that me and him do. And then at the end of the month, he's going to do a live so people can go in there, ask questions in chat, come up on panel, ask questions, and he's going to be doing giveaway and giving away his stickers, but they're special edition stickers. He's
Right.
only got like 25 or so of them.
Now, and he'll be done by 2, and right at 2:00 is MT Homestead comes on.
Yeah, well, DJ's video won't even be that long tomorrow.
Yeah, but I'm saying it'll be, if people come on that, they won't miss anything, because MT will come on at 2:00, and then I plan on being there, and I hope a lot more people plan on being there, and it'd be interesting because I have a sister who has epilepsy, and so I've been around with people who have cerebral palsy and epilepsy and stuff, so I've seen it and been with it, and I know some people it may be hard for them to understand what DJ is saying. I catch probably 75%. Yep. And then you usually fill in the other 25. So.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When I first met DJ, I've never been around somebody that much, I mean, maybe in passing or something like that, but I've never spent as much time with anybody with cerebral palsy as I have with DJ. And when I first met DJ and everything else, I couldn't understand a lot of the things he said either. The more you're around him, the easier it is to understand. Right. I can understand. I'll miss a word here or there or something, or I'll catch the drift. So the more I'm around him and exposed to him, it's easier to understand. I can understand almost everything he says. Now, what does bother me, and when I don't understand DJ a lot, it's because of background noise. It's because he'll be trying to talk and somebody will talk over him or something like that. And that's where I'll say, DJ, what'd you say? Or something like that, because I miss the word or whatever because somebody's talking over him.
Hey, Scout wants you to drop the link for that for tomorrow.
One second. He should have it scheduled. It should be up. So let me go look.
And I don't want to go Radio Jonesy, so we're at less than 9 minutes before he comes on. So I do not want to step on people's toes if I can help it.
There's the link.
You got the link to the video or his channel?
That's to the video.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's right there. Premiere 3.5.
There's a link.
Yep.
I like to see everybody go there and see it. It's the important message he's putting out, which is a good message too.
Yeah.
But anyways, you have anything you want to say? Is it Sean?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Sean, do you have anything you want to say? Any questions?
I was just hang out with you guys.
That's a cool wall behind him.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Sean.
Got the guitar, the hats, the rope,
if you get a chance, come over tomorrow, and I'd like to talk with you more in detail about your channel.
Okay.
And
why tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow.
Why not tonight? You got Chit Chat Chew the Fat with Beltloop29 if he's awake at 8:30.
I mean, you're welcome then. I was just thinking tomorrow.
No. Hey, Sean, don't even worry about Chit Chat Chew the Fat with Beltloop29 8:30. As long as you're there at 7 at Devil Dogs Live, that's all that matters. You ain't got to be at Beltloop29. He don't want you there tonight, but I want you there at mine. So there you go.
Can you mute him for a second?
How's that?
That's even better. Come on.
No fights.
Hey, have a nice, wonderful dinner up until about 8:30. And then come on, sit down at your computer and come on into Beltloop29's Chit Chat Chew the Fat tonight. And we'll have some fun. And why don't you let him back up?
Have a late dinner. Have a late dinner. Plan your dinner for 8:30.
No, have it finished up about 8:30. And then just come on in. But I was thinking specifically tomorrow about that's usually when I try to promote a lot of channels, and it tends to get decent results from what I can see. And that's just the time set aside specifically for that. Now, granted, Devil Dog does do some shout outs, although he's really chintzy about them, on his Saturday night shows. But
I don't even think I'm doing shout outs tonight.
I gotta tell you though, gotta love Devil Dog and Gary for all the help they've done for me. And if you need help, Devil Dog will help you at things. And he's He's a Marine. We can just hold that against him, you know.
No, not at all.
He can't handle the water, so he had to be a Marine. So we understand. So he wasn't quite good enough to be in the Navy. So
Hey, I bet our water qualification was a lot worse than y'all's.
well, don't give me. I was a Navy diver. Remember, I used to swim 5 miles
Okay,
from
well,
home and run 5 miles a
maybe
day.
not yours. I'm talking about the average squid.
You
The
know,
average squid, we had to go through water qual that was very, very rigorous.
I used to have to train Marines.
No, I'm not saying
So,
I'm
you
not.
know,
Here's the thing: I'm not saying that Marines are as good as Navy SEALs as far as water, or
Mhm.
somebody that specializes in underwater diving or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But as far as
Marines are good to have around, though. So they're good to have around. But anyways, Gary, you want to talk about more analytics next week?
That sounds good, brother.
Okay,
I enjoy it.
I'm going to just put this out. I have 683 subscribers. So let's see what happens between now and next week, number wise. Because I've been averaging almost 3 to 4 new subscribers every day. So we'll see what that was. I'll keep putting shorts out this week. I've got I hate to say this, Gary. I've got to plant seeds that are popping like crazy, and I'm going to do a video on that and a short on that. And my seeds got really, really leggy, really, really leggy. I mean, I've got seeds that are this long, and my wife says she thought it was because the light was too far away from them.
Well, I got something else that'll help you with that. Although, yeah, we got enough time to tell you. Get you a fan, an oscillating fan.
Okay.
And set it on a kind of a low setting, and have that blowing, over the plants. That'll help kind of condition them. And if you get a chance, I wouldn't even mind, if there's a spot where you can take them outside a little bit, and they can actually get just a maybe shaded sunlight.
Well, when I started them in a tray with a cover on them. They had the plastic cover, and I had lights. As soon as they started popping, we left turn the lights all on, and we turn them off in the evening, like at 8 o'clock. We turn them off, turn back on like 8 o'clock in the morning. So they get about 12 hours of that light. But they like the zucchini. The zucchini, I mean, the legs, I'm not kidding, the legs could be like this long on the plant, and it's still got the cover on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this tomorrow, is take them out of the little pot thing they're in and put them in red Solo cups. And I've got a red Solo cup song that goes along with that. And I'm not going to, I've changed some of the words, so I can't be monetized for it. But I'm going to sing a red Solo cup song when we put them in. We're going to put the plants in there and bury them deeper in. And I don't know if this will work or not.
Well,
if tomatoes deeper.
Tomatoes will be fine with that. You can plant peppers a little bit deeper, but I wouldn't do that on most of them, because that ain't, all that's going to do is girdle the stem.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So, but anyways,
definitely though, if you can get them outside a little bit where they can get more of a dappled or even a shaded sunlight, and get that fan on them, that'll help them grow a little bit stronger and thicker.
Okay, that's what we can do that. So we got less than 2 minutes. So if you want, let's go around and say goodbye, and we'll just end this video. I appreciate everybody coming in, Linda and Scout for being here, my moderators, and Debbie, Miss Coffee, who walks in whatever, which I love. That we love that name, we really do. And let's see. Of course, we want to thank Sean. Let's Trade Paint was here, and Devil Dog. There's no thanks we can get for you. Just it's just you're here. And then thanks, Gary, for being here. I appreciate it, and we'll see you all again on next Saturday. Or we'll see you on Gary's talk tonight, and his thing on Tuesday night, late show on Tuesday night with Del Dog and him, and Thursday again, which I've gotten to be a habit of me being on those shows late. And then they keep me after work. I don't go to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But anyways, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm going to end this because I don't want Jones coming here and saying, "What are you doing?"
He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. Thanks a lot.